know you do.
I want to say thanks again to all of our guests for coming on today. And I want to give a special shout out to our friends at MSUFCU. You can find them online at msufcu.org or go to any one of their 9 branch locations throughout mid-Michigan. They'll be there to help you. They're my credit union.
And mine too.
Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be around at another time. See you later, mid-Michigan.
Have a great week.
You know, I've been saying we should move to TV, right?
Right.
Okay, and I knew that it would be a difficult transition for you. So what I
So
did,
you're packing my books?
I'm packing your books, I'm packing your things. I've got everything in the works for In Her Shoes TV.
All right. If you say so, I'm game.
All right, let's do it. In Her Shoes TV, here we come. Tiffany, I know you're nervous, but this is going to be great.
I'm with you. I'm seeing the possibilities.
I mean, think about it. All the guests, all the jingles, all the fun things. In Her Shoes. Good news delivered in great shoes.
Well, I know I have great shoes. I'm willing to share them with the world. And Lansing's all about good news, so we'll have plenty to talk about.
All right, let's get going. Welcome to the inaugural edition of In Her Shoes TV.
Now?
Now.
Oh, no, now.
Welcome back to In Her Shoes.
We are going to be talking with Phil Denny. He is a saxophonist in the greater Lansing area, and he's been rocking it for some time now. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Phil, in interest of disclosure, you must know that I was actually in a production of Tumbleweeds once with her husband.
Right, because everyone should know that. Oh, my
I'm
husband
quite
is
a
going
performer, too.
Okay.
Yes. So, so let's get on to where Phil came from. So, when did you start performing or playing the sax?
Sure. I started in middle school and junior high here in Lansing. And of course, I've just kind of been playing ever since. Started out as a hobby and then slowly moved into a more professional, pursuit for me. So,
How do you go from a hobby to a professional pursuit? Because that seems like that'd be very difficult to get your music career going.
yeah. And, it's been great. The Lansing community certainly has helped along the way. The different venues that I've been able to perform at and the support from the community. It's one of those risk versus reward kind of a decisions that I had to make, and I didn't have to make it, but it was something that I chose to do. So,
Well, not only are you performing, but you're also a family man. You have 2 young boys.
2 boys, yep,
How's-
Drew
how-
and Braden.
How's that fit into your world?
It's like you walk the line every day, and you try to find a good balance. The kids are certainly very supportive. The entire family is very supportive of what I'm doing. So I try to find a way to balance my role and responsibility as a father first, and then second, the music, and just try to find a good mix, that seems to make sense.
Now, are your boys musically inclined?
They're learning music.
Okay.
Yeah, they're starting to learn music, drums and piano. So
Nice.
yeah, but they're
Drums.
big into sports, so
Okay.
we'll see kind of where their interests lie.
Who bought them the drums? Did you, or was it?
It was a Christmas gift from Santa, I guess I'm supposed to say.
Right,
But-
right.
Nice,
Well, that'll
nice.
teach you.
Yeah,
No, I'm sure that's great. Now, how old are they?
10 and 13.
Okay, so
Yeah.
those are great ages.
8th grade and 4th grade.
Oh, that's exciting.
So-
No, we're going to be talking a little bit later. You've taken your music to the next level. So you went from a
Yes.
hobby to I'm a full-time musician to actually putting together an album.
Yes.
That's
Well,
neat.
and now he's a cover model.
He's a cover model. Oh, that's
And a
exciting.
cover model.
We'll talk about that
yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So we'll get an understanding of all of those things when we come back.
good.
We'll be back in just a moment. Stick with us.
Welcome to Copper. Experience the culinary mastery of executive chef Jeff Cullen. Copper provides a big city atmosphere and menu close to home. Copper is located within Walnut Hills on Lake Lansing Road in East Lansing. Copper is open to the public. No membership is required to enjoy Copper's casual elegance.
Welcome back to In Her Shoes. Tiffany and I are continuing our conversation with Phil Denny.
You know that I have a love of our magazine, Capital Area Women's Lifestyle in Lansing, and this June you graciously agreed to be on the cover. We appreciate that.
Yes,
I'll have
thank
to
you.
show all of the people out there so they can see it.
Woohoo!
Yes, yes. So what was it like being interviewed for a magazine? Have you ever been on the cover of a magazine before?
I haven't, no, and I haven't been on the cover of a women's magazine before.
Well,
so.
I don't know if you know this, but women do like men.
Yes.
Yes,
They do.
well,
They do.
Many of
So
them do,
it was a good choice
well, great.
on our part. On our part.
Yeah.
So what was the reaction? I mean, your boys are on the cover with you. I'm sure people
Yeah.
in the community saw it.
Yeah, no, you know, the response has been great, and the magazine throughout the community is obviously read because people are seeing it on stands throughout the community. My youngest son, Braden, said, "Dad, I need at least 15 copies." You know, like,
Of course he does.
He wanted to take them to teachers and friends and stuff. So, of course, they thought that that was cool. My oldest son, Drew, thought it was pretty awesome as well.
Nice.
But, you know, the most important thing I feel, you know, above and beyond being selected to be on the cover is just to reach out to, you know, a new, you know, demographic or a new reach that maybe the publication might not achieve when you put someone like myself or a male on the cover. It draws new interest, and I thought that you know, that was a great idea, and I think the people in the community were intrigued, and they read the story, and I got several compliments about the article. I thought it was very well written, and
Great.
it was great. Yeah, overall it was great.
Wonderful.
Great. Well, I heard a lot of things from people who enjoyed the cover of the magazine as well. So I'm glad that you and your kids enjoyed it.
And we
as
have
much as-
Facebook pictures from dentist's office and
Nice.
you know,
Yeah.
chiropractors and so forth. So yeah, it's everywhere.
Nice.
So I wonder if you could give a synopsis of what the article was about for the people who have not read it yet, but I'm sure they'll pick it up now or go to
Sure.
the website.
Yeah. You know, the interview process I thought was great, and I didn't know really what to expect, you know, once the writer sat down and kind of gathered up all the questions and answers and
Right.
formulated her own opinion of the story. But, you know, the article talks about my role and responsibility as a father and what I enjoy about being a dad and raising two boys. The boys are raised in a split family household, so we talked a little bit about that. I grew up without a father, so I was raised by a single mom. We also shared that story.
Right.
Of course, we talked about my music, the upcoming album release, Crossover, coming in July. A
Very
big release
exciting.
party in
Yes.
August that we referenced in the publication as well. So it was a very, it allowed the readers to kind of get the inside scoop on who I am and what I do, because a lot of people see me as a performer and they
Right.
don't know what, you know, what the roots you know, are necessarily. So
Well, and I've been impressed in conversations I've had with you, Phil, that this is really a business. People think, oh, you're
Right.
just going out, you're going to, you know,
Yeah.
do some music, go home, but there's a lot of thought that goes into
Sure.
everything that you do.
Yep.
And a lot of sacrifice. You're doing late nights,
Right.
trying to get up and be
Right.
a dad in the morning.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that aspect of the article as
Awesome.
well.
yeah.
Well, I think that you definitely are a great influence on people who are out there trying to balance all of those things. Really appreciate you being on the cover of the magazine
thank
and
you.
telling your story. So we'll be right back with more on Phil's new album when we return.
Crossover. It's going to be so fun.
Experience the taste of Italy's finest cuisine right here in Lansing at Carrabba's Italian Grill, a restaurant rooted in the passion for the best food made to order from the freshest ingredients. Hosting a party or corporate event? Carrabba's catering and family-style menu is now available for pickup or delivery. Also enjoy the great taste of Carrabba's in the comfort of your own home with Carrabba's Curbside Pickup. Simply call in your order, pull up, and let Carrabba's do the rest. Dine in or call Carrabba's today.
Visit MSU Federal Credit Union's new branch, conveniently located at Farm Lane and Mount Hope Road in East Lansing. Become a member today and take advantage of our exclusive member specials and 24-hour ATM access. Open your free Totally Green checking account and save on monthly fees. Stop in and ask about our new Sparty Visa debit card and updated computer line software.
MSU Federal Credit Union. We've got your best interest at heart.
Welcome back to In Her Shoes. We are continuing our conversation with Phil Denny about his new album, Crossover. This is so impressive, isn't it?
It is impressive. I can't believe how amazing it is and how amazing it looks.
It looks
Thank
great.
you.
So tell us about the process.
Well, the process started about 15 months ago, and I partnered with an industry producer by the name of Nate Harrison, and he kind of connected initially with me online through Facebook.
Okay.
And
Another social
we just
media.
Yes.
yeah. Fortunate that he happened to live just an hour away from the house. So for 12 months we recorded, wrote music, spent a lot of time on the groove of every track and really creating what we felt was just a really strong melody. So we had as many radio-friendly tracks on the record as possible. We've selected one track out of the gates. It's entitled Push, and that goes to radio July 9th.
Wow.
And then the album street date release is July 26th. So we're excited to kind of have everything come to fruition at this point. And at this point, I'm really excited just to share my voice on the saxophone and see what kind of reaction we get from it.
I like what you said, share my voice on the saxophone. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
heard anyone say that before.
Yeah,
That
so-
sounds really great. So this was a big deal.
This was a
Together
very
the
big deal
album.
for me, yeah.
I didn't know it took 15 months to do something like
Yeah.
that. It's like taking off wallpaper. You think it's only going to take 15
Right,
minutes,
yeah.
and next thing
Yeah.
you know, you're hiring someone to do it.
Well,
So-
and it doesn't take everybody 12 months or 15 months, but you only get one chance to make a first impression, and we spent a lot of time,
true.
worked with a great friend base of musicians that I've met kind of along the way, or a few musicians actually introduced to me through the recording process that I was able to meet through Nate, and just a great team effort. We spent a lot of countless hours in recording and post-production. You had flashed the CD, and really the goal with the product was to make it look like an album, like it's an entire piece that you can connect with. We don't get the record, and
Right.
a lot of people will just produce a CD and print it and call it good, but we put a lot of effort into the graphic design and packaging of Crossover.
Well, I certainly believe in packaging. Were there any tracks that you decided to not put on?
We started probably 3 tracks, and there's 10 on the record, but 3 tracks we said, nah, maybe it really doesn't fit. We had a couple other things along the way that we had to go back to the drawing board and correct, and it was a learning experience for me, because this was the first time that I actually sat down and started to write my own music. Starting off raising a family young, kind of had to shelf the saxophone for a while. So this was a learning curve for me, and just a great experience.
Well, I'm
Thanks so
excited.
much.
Coming up, we are going to hear Phil play live, just in case you want a flavor of what's going to be going on Crossover. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to Financial Facts, sponsored by our good friends at MSUFCU. Thanks so much, April, for being here today, and you're going to be back every week to help us learn a little more about our financial futures. Talking a little bit about travel and money. What are some of the things those planning to use credit cards should be thinking about on their vacation?
Well, if you're traveling this summer, you need to be prepared with your finances, and one of them is, if you're taking credit cards, to think about making a copy of the back of your card, because it has all the phone numbers on it. If you lose your card, if it's stolen, then you know which financial institution to call, what their number is, and your card number, so you can have them block your card and protect yourself from further fraud.
That makes sense. I would never think to do that. You're so wise. Why do you recommend people who are traveling to have at least 2 forms of ways to pay for their items?
Well, when you travel, so if one of your cards is stolen, and it would be helpful for you to have another form of payment, because then you can still manage your trip and get through your time and travel. So we always recommend, if you're traveling either with a friend or a spouse, that each of you have a card that's not connected to each other, and that you have at least a debit card and a credit card, another way to get access to your funds.
Do people still carry cash on their vacations?
Yes, people carry cash still on their vacations. There are other ways that you can pay for your vacation, though, besides a credit card. card. We still sell traveler's checks, amazingly. We still have people using traveler's checks. You also can get a prepaid debit card, so if you're a little nervous about your own card being stolen for maybe the long-term plan with your account, you can get a prepaid debit card and put all your travel money on the debit card. But cash still works, just be careful, and depends on where you're traveling, how much you have, and where you keep it.
Yes. Do you have situations where people that are utilizing cards here are off using it in another area and they end up getting it canceled or it stops working? What happens when something like that happens for someone?
Sadly, it happens on a regular basis. It depends on where you're traveling. So a couple of things. If you tell us where you're traveling or your financial institution in general, then we can note your account. Most of the time, people when they're traveling are traveling outside their normal spending behavior. So there are systems in place to help.
Too much shopping?
Yeah. Well, for me, that's around my spending behavior.
I buy a lot of shoes, so it could
They
happen
know.
to me. Yeah, right. They're like, oh, that's normal.
But the reality is, if you've never been to like Spain and you're in Spain, they might think that that's out of your normal buying behavior. So a big purchase could be blocked because they're thinking that your card has been stolen. So that if you notify your financial institution before you travel, then they can put notes in your account and then they will know to release that. But oftentimes, sometimes large fraud happens in certain areas, and so transactions are not working in those countries because of what's going on. So it really depends on where you're traveling. I would check it out beforehand. If you end up in a pinch, we have all kinds of ways we can help you. We've had people call and say, I have no money and you need to get me money. So you can always Western Union money. There are other ways to electronically transfer
It's good to know that I can call you for money.
You can call me and I will help you for money.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for giving us some tips, and I will be sure to call you when I need a new pair of shoes.
Absolutely. Happy summer travels.
Thanks. Welcome back to In Her Shoes. I'm Tiffany Dowling.
And I'm Shelley Davis-Melock. We are outside the room where the judges are deliberating on the theme song contest. I can't wait to hear what they're going to choose.
I know, I'm so nervous. There were so many great submissions, and I'm sure that they had a really tough time making a choice. But we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll hear what they have to say.
Stay with us. You'll want to hear this one.
Hi, I'm saxophonist Phil Denny from right here in Lansing. I'm excited to be on the In Her Shoes program today to talk about the theme song selection process, the Idol competition where we'll be judging several contestants that have contributed their works for consideration. It's great to be here. I hope you guys are looking forward to the show just as much as we are.
Hi, I'm Whitney Spotts. I am from the 80s band Star Farm. I've been lucky enough to perform for the Capital Area Women's Lifestyle magazine for Tiffany Dowling the past couple years. I'm really looking forward to hearing this year's suggestions for the theme song. It's going to be a good time.
My name is John Dale Smith. I have degrees in music. I am the director of music at a church here in town. I am also a producer, music director of a lot of musicals in this area. And I started the Lansing Symphony Big Band. So I'm excited about being a participant in the judging of this great theme song competition.
Hi, I'm Star Consuela, and this is my theme song for the In Her Shoes TV show. Here it is. What would you do to be in her shoes? She's a businesswoman with lots of class. You see, she's all about the money, good gold instead of bad. On the go, having fun with friends, keeping up with fashion and the trends. She's a businesswoman. She's a businesswoman. She's a businesswoman. Look at her in those shoes. She's a businesswoman, she's known in the city, she's at the top of her class. When she's seen on the go, she's a businesswoman. She's a businesswoman, look at her in those shoes.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. You want to go first, Phil?
You know, I thought she obviously put a lot of effort into the lyrics. I thought some of the lyrics were certainly catchy. It's a bit long, I feel, for a theme song, certainly. But she offered, you know, kind of a different level of swagger, I guess, to her approach. And, you know, overall, I thought it was a nice presentation. And I guess I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other results. But it was a great effort.
Whitney.
I agree. I agree. It was a little bit long, but that would allow for you to select which part of the song that you want to focus on. I liked the images that she created with the lyrics, the idea of a strong businesswoman. I might have liked a little more variety in the melody, perhaps. But again, when you're doing an opening track, you don't want to get too complicated because there's other things going on. I liked her voice a lot. I'd be curious to hear what it would be like with music behind it.
A little production.
Yeah, exactly. With a little production, I'd be really curious to hear what that would sound like.
Even her snaps.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. It was too long. It was very repetitious. My first thought was, gee, it's too bad it's a cappella. It's she's got a nice voice, but it was lyrics only. And if she could have had an accompaniment behind it, it might have had more energy to it. And I think maybe would have added more variety to it too, without changing any of the lyrics. So she could sing everything that she wrote, but needing the accompaniment, I think would really make it much better.
Yeah. I like the idea. I wrote down just the words friends, fashion, and trends.
Yeah.
Seem to be great lyrics as part of the melody.
Okay, number 2.
Cherry red stiletto, a little flash of peep toe, try on a not so tame Mary Jane, Bincher's hat and T-straps, kitten heels to make you squeal, then a touch of personality, a little glimpse of a soul. She might be taking a first step or she's taking the next step. Padded platforms, taking her to Rome. Come and take a walk in her shoes. Come and take a walk in her shoes.
Okay, can I go first?
Absolutely.
Okay. I liked this. It had a nice background. The energy was really great with the bass, drums, and piano. Nice and simple. I had trouble with the diction. I couldn't understand some of the words, especially at the very beginning. I thought the diction was kind of muddy. And obviously for a theme song, if we're going to listen to words, we want to know what the words are saying. I thought it was great length for a theme song. And she's got a great voice. I enjoyed it.
I brightened right up right at the beginning. Oh, that's kind of fun. And I'm a dork, and I loved her Ruby Slippers reference right at the start. I was like, oh. I thought the production was really great. She's adorable. I liked this. It just has a nice sense of style about it, the song and the production. I agree, maybe it might need to be recorded again just to get it a little crisper. There were like just a couple notes that were a little pitchy, but I loved her voice, and I really liked the style that they put behind it. So.
Yeah, I agree. I thought right out of the gate there was a lot of attitude. I think for a show like this, that's very important. I thought that the production, I mean, obviously they put a lot of effort into the production, and when you're submitting for a program like this, I think that really sets the submission apart. I agree with you guys about the vocals. I thought the delivery was great. It brought a smile to my face. So yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Let's do.
Well, let's move on to the next one.
Let's do.
Shoes
so big and far away.
Yeah, I think we can stop it there.
You
What do you
know,
think, Whit?
It grew on me as it was going. At the very beginning, I thought, I think this is too mellow. I think we need something with a little more energy. But once they hit the chorus, it definitely grew on me. I liked the harmony a lot. Their voices blend really nicely together. I did have a little trouble understanding some of the words, but what I did catch, I liked the idea of growing stronger every day. Talk about strength and about I did like that. I'm still thinking maybe it might be a little too mellow for a theme song. I know Tiffany, she's really kind of an upbeat, powerful woman, and I still wonder about that. But overall, it definitely grew on me.
Yeah, Phil, what do you think?
This one kind of hit me right out of the gates. I don't know. I want the music to exude a certain emotion, and I thought that the rhythm guitar was a great mix. I agree with you. Their harmonies I thought were really on point. Again, production will help this go a long way. We're not only looking at content but delivery as well, and I would have liked to see a little bit more confidence in the vocalists. There was a lot of looking at the paperwork. It would have helped, I think, to memorize the lyrics and deliver the music.
Spoken like a true saxophonist.
In a different format, but I got to say this is probably my favorite so far. This just had a good ring to me.
See, now, I didn't agree with any of that. I didn't. I thought there was a problem with the balance between the singer and the instrument. I thought the instrument was too loud. Eventually, it would have been great to have the guitar maybe add bass, drums, and a little percussion so that it had a little more oomph to it. That might take care of some of that. I was tired of the same chords. There were maybe 3 or 4 or 5 chords that just constantly were being played over and over again. No interaction with the camera, you're right. They were looking here at the words rather than looking up at the camera, trying to get us to be engaged. And so I had a problem with that. The production value was homemade.
Yeah.
It was, let's put this together and we'll have a camera and we'll put a couple microphones up in the air above them.
But I do appreciate that the effort, that not everyone has access to like really good production,
or a budget for that.
Or a budget, exactly. I do appreciate when people are like, we're just going to go for it anyways. And I think it seems to me that the singers probably haven't performed out much with that confidence issue. But I still appreciate the balls it takes to, we're going to give it a shot anyways.
And as you know, that's a learned.
Absolutely.
But I would imagine, wouldn't we want something that's really experienced to be on this kind of a TV show?
Absolutely, especially for the live performance.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, well, I think we have 1, 2 more.
A few more to review.
Yeah,
all right,
so let's
roll
let's
it.
go.
All right. Our next submission is by Marcy Zepka. It's an audio sample clip, so we're going to take a listen now.
Every morning we get up and choose. You choose stilettos or flats. What will be my shoes? Oh, I will walk a mile in yours if you will in mine. Backless, strapless, whatever fits the time. Have you ever walked in someone else's shoes? Ladies, you can always choose. Choose, 'cause you're the only one that will ever walk in your shoes. Have you ever walked in someone else's shoes?
Okay.
All right.
Phil, you want to take it the first one to hear?
Sure. I think for what we're looking for this show, we're going to need something that has a little more pep, something that exudes fun and excitement. And I don't know that blues was the best choice for the In Her Shoes program. So.
I would agree with that. Personally, I work at a bookstore. I don't like cliches very much. So the walking in someone's shoes kind of rubbed me a little wrong. I liked her delivery. It was kind of sassy. I liked the song as a whole. I just agree, maybe we need something with a little more kick for this.
I agree with all that. I thought maybe it was going to start out that way and then kick into something.
Yeah.
And it didn't. She has great diction. She had a good voice. I like the organ and the guitar, a little bit of percussion. But it was way too bluesy for this kind of thing. This could be something that could be used for some other kind of a show or some other moment in a show. But
intro to a segment or something, or I think if maybe if they had kicked up the tempo, or something like.
But your cliche about in her shoes and blisters and all that.
I don't wear heels.
Okay, we have I think one more.
One more submission.
Yeah, so let's listen to that.
Okay, this is our last audio clip. It is called "Shake What Your Mama Gave Ya."
She goes downtown in the morning, needs a pack of cigarettes. She takes the back alley, she's not ready to be seen quite yet. And walking that walk of shame, she can hear what her mama had said. Music from the night before keeps playing inside of her head. By nightfall she puts on her war paint, lipstick in the rearview mirror, kicks open the doors of the dance club, the boys say, God, it just got hot in here. When she shakes what her mama gave her, she shakes it all night long. She shakes what her mama gave her, all to that a big bang sound, big bang sound.
You heard enough?
Good with that listen?
Yeah, I think we've heard enough. Okay, I want to go first.
Oh, damn, I really did.
Okay, go ahead.
The walk of shame is completely inappropriate for this. I'm sorry. Buying cigarettes and doing the walk of shame. No. This is supposed to be a positive show about women doing great things in their community. No, absolutely not. I never say anything negative. I'm saying no.
It started out great though. Because there were no lyrics.
I did agree that the intro was great.
The intro was great, although I thought it was probably we should have gotten rid of the sax. Why do we have to have sax?
I was going to say I was partial to the sax.
I know you would. I thought a piano should have been used. But once the lyrics started happening, I thought, no. But it was probably one of the best production.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Production audios that we've had because they really know how to mix it right. The balance was great. There was a good feel to it. But I wonder how it would sound if we just didn't have the lyrics.
Yep, and that's what I wrote. I thought if we could just scratch the lyrics and stick to the groove and just
get rid of the sax.
And I like the sax, but I thought the
you.
line was a little dated. The sax line was a little dated. But
I would agree. It felt the sax part felt kind of like an 80s game show or something to me. But I liked the groove of the chorus quite a bit. That part.
Yeah, the energy's certainly there. But I think we all agree that the lyrics just weren't.
So was that our last one today?
That's the last one, yeah.
So we have 5 to choose from.
Yep, now it's...
That's a tough choice.
Now it's decision-making time.
Okay, so we've listened to 5 different demos, and we're going to now take a break and make a decision which one we think is the best theme song for In Her Shoes.
Welcome back to In Her Shoes.
We are going to hear the results now of our theme song contest. So we had these wonderful people come in. They have been really working hard, and I'm so anxious to hear what they have to say.
I know, it's been a real nail biter. Phil, what did you guys come up with?
Well, we narrowed it down to 2 contestants. We had several submissions, and we narrowed it down to Amanda and Mike and Priscilla Bordeo.
Tell us your discussion.
Yes.
These were 2 very different songs.
Yes.
They were very different, and we went back and forth quite a bit. We talked about, if you just went with the chorus of the Bordeo song. We talked about, the ease of someone stepping into the studio to do a full recording of this.
Final finished product.
But we also loved the energy of the Amanda and Mike demo tape much better than the other, and I thought it worked better for your show.
Yep, given the personality of the show.
That's what matters, yeah.
Yep, given the personality of the show, we think that Amanda and Mike nailed it. It's going to be a great track for you guys.
Oh, we are so excited. I can't
Very
wait
exciting.
to hear this. Amanda and Mike are going to come into the show. We'll be singing along with them.
I will.
I can't wait. Thanks, you guys. I mean, I know this was a very difficult decision. They've been deliberating for hours. We've had them
Hours.
sequestered.
Days.
Hours.
Days.
Sequestered.
We had to bring
Sequestered.
food.
White
Yes,
smoke
we did.
came out.
Lunch finally arrived.
But thank you so much for your hard work. Amanda and Mike, congratulations. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to In Her Shoes. I'm Tiffany Dowling.
And I'm Shelley Davis-Mulock.
This has been so much fun.
It has been.
It really has, and we want to thank so many special people who obviously we need to make this happen.
Absolutely. And our panel of judges today.
Yes, we have our new theme music, which is very exciting. We had Phil Denny.
Yes.
amazing.
Don't forget about his album Crossover coming out next month.
Absolutely. Go to the preview party and all of those different things. And we want to thank MSUFCU for letting us hang out here today and film.
I love MSUFCU.
I know, who doesn't?
My credit union.
So thanks for being with us. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for next week. We are so excited to be a part of your life.
Have a great week.